evening, Facebook family. So, tonight is another installment of Bedtime Book Reports. And tonight I'm going to tell you about The Power, which is one of the three books. I guess it's actually, there's a movie and a book called The Secret, if you've ever seen it. The second one is The Power, and the third one, I cannot remember what it's called. So, um, but first, I have a couple little gift ideas for you if you're kind of struggling with finding some nice gifts for people. I'm going to tell you about one of the things that I received that I just adore. I mean, it's really great. So I'll tell you about that first, and then I'll tell you about The Power because my coach actually suggested to me to watch The Secret or read The Secret. I think they're the same, but the movie came out first. So I watched the movie and I was like, I hadn't seen it yet. Obviously, it's been out for just like, I don't know how many years. But I always thought it sounded a little too, I don't know the right word, not easy, but like someone tells you, oh, it's easy, you just do this. And just doing this is not easy, right? Whatever it is. So I kind of felt like The Secret was that way. And also, I didn't really feel like it meshed with my philosophy on life very well. But I did watch it, and then I ended up seeing The Power on my little reading suggestions, and so I just grabbed it really quick. And I actually enjoyed the book The Power because it actually does give you kind of a tangible grasp of what they're talking about. So I'll tell you about that. And the other book, I just read it today. It was so cute. It's called How to Survive Anything. And it's by this guy who has just done like amazing things with his life. He walked the entire Amazon River, which I made a note here. It's 4,000 miles, and it took him 860 days. 860 days, almost 900 days, to walk the entire Amazon. And then he also spent 60 days on a deserted island all by himself, naked, no supplies, nothing, just pure survival. His theme is kind of being naked, actually, through some of the parts of the book. And his name is Ed Stafford. So that book is called How to Survive Anything by Ed Stafford. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about it just because I did finish it today. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was so much fun. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit here. So the gift idea first I got to tell you about is that I got this cute little aromatherapy blend. It's not showing up very well on camera here. It's by Everyone. The brand is called Everyone by EO. And I actually found this on a Vitacost. And it's just, I mean, you can see it's just a teeny tiny little bottle. It comes with a dropper. And it has like juniper, cedar, and pine essential oils in it. So it smells super fresh, like a forest. And then I got this one, which is cinnamon bark. And I got this off Vitacost as well. It was pretty inexpensive. And so basically what I do is I put 5 drops of this in my diffuser. So it's got the pine and cedar and juniper in it. And then I put 4 or 5 drops of the cinnamon bark in my diffuser, and I let it go. And my house smells like Christmas. Just, it's fantastic. And of course, I thought this was a great gift thing if you know anyone who likes essential oils. I tend to think that if you're willing to spray these like toxic chemical air fresheners, pine scented and cinnamon scented and stuff around your air, that essential oils, I can't speak to their safety personally. I haven't done any scientific tests on them, but I do tend to think that they're not as toxic as some other products on the market for air fresheners and things like that. And I'm being convinced, I do believe that they aren't toxic when used correctly. So like in a diffuser, and you want to, make them, you don't want to just use them straight, right? Like you want to put them in water or oil, a carrier oil. And I'll show you my little diffuser. It's super cute. Look at that. It's got lights, and it's got 2 settings of lights. So it's not plugged in obviously, or I'd show you, but it kind of goes through different colors. And then there's 2 settings for the diffuser so that it can run intermittent for like 24 hours, or I can run it continuous for about 8. And I got this one specifically because it's non-BPA and it was fairly inexpensive. I think it maybe cost me $15. I got it a long time ago. It's lasted really nicely. And it's Mint brand. I don't know if you can see that, MYNT. I'm not affiliated. It's just one that I found that I was looking for non-BPA because I didn't want to be putting that into the air and breathing it constantly. So that's my gift idea for you. And I'll show you again just in case you missed it. It's cinnamon bark essential oil and then this blend from Everyone by EO that is cedar and pine and juniper. So it's called Aromatherapy Blends Fresh. Oh, there you go. If you need a gift idea, you can get all 3 for under $20 off of like any old online retailer probably. So those are nice gifts for coworkers maybe, or friends, family, me. If anyone gave me that, I'd be totally thrilled. So then, excuse me 1 second here. Okay, I got my tablet, so I'll show you the cover of the book I'm talking about. And I want to know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if the gift idea helped you, and let me know what you think of these bedtime book reports. If you're finding them to be enjoyable or interesting, or if I should just quit while I'm ahead, let me know. Okay, so this is what the cover of The Power looks like. As you can see, it's like Secret, The Power by Rhonda Byrne. And I will give you the highlights here. I'll just give you a few bullet points that I wrote down. My favorite parts, excuse me, I got a tickly nose tonight. So basically, what I took away from it, there was a whole lot of great information in it, but it's kind of a practical guide of how to love your life more, is what I feel like. She talks about how love is the force of attraction. So if you love something, you're attracted to it. And likewise, people who love you and things that love you are attracted to you. So she talks about this being like this force in the world and how you can kind of take hold of that and use it to your advantage. And so the one thing that I really took away from it that I'm trying to do every single day is to only talk about the things I love. And it's difficult, right? Like, complaining is so easy, and sometimes it feels so good to just like get it out. So obviously, like, you can't just talk about things you love 100% of the time, but to focus more on, if someone's talking about something, to focus what you love about what they're saying, or what you love about on TV, what you love in the news, and to be thinking about those things more. What I have found is that it has really just kind of brought me to the next level in living, where I'm not so bogged down in stress and so bogged down in, especially around the holidays, things can get so stressful. And it's supposed to be a time of like love and generosity and family and friends and having this great time, right? And celebration. And yet it seems like everyone I hear from and everyone I talk to is like, oh, the holidays are so stressful. And I'm like, yeah, if you make them that way, right? If you're focusing on the things you love and being with the people you love, and not on reciprocating the perfect gift amount, right? Like, it's like, oh, someone spent so much on me for this gift, I have to reciprocate. If you can take a step back and go, no, wait, how can I just infuse love into this? Like, that doodad from them actually, well, I shouldn't say always, but it usually just means they want more of a relationship with you. They think kindly of you, they appreciate you, they want you in their life in some way. So rather than focusing on, oh, I have to reciprocate the exact same type of gift or cost of gift, connect with them instead, right? Just be so gracious to them and thank them for what they gave you. Tell them how much you appreciate it and how much you appreciate them, and have a real conversation with them, because they will probably remember having that great conversation with you way longer than, oh, you got them the gift that they got you, right? Or that you were you compensated them equally, because I feel like when relationships start to fall into that compensation back and forth, it's not really a relationship at that point, it's a transaction. So you kind of can look at that if you're getting stressed out about gifts and things like that. So talk about what you love. So that was the main thing I took away from the book. The other thing was talking about, it was really just a reminder for me that every moment is actually your life, right? So in every moment, to be focusing on doing the things you love, thinking about the things you love, loving the things you're doing. You know, maybe you're washing dishes, and if you can infuse some love into that and feel, you know, you're doing this thing for yourself. So you have clean dishes. I love clean dishes. Don't you love clean dishes? You're doing that for your family or your friends or whoever, so that they can eat off clean dishes, because I'm sure they love clean dishes. So that's just my example of, you know, to when you're being present in every moment, you know, finding that appreciation, that gratitude, that love, and realizing that everything you do can be a form of love, even if it's unpleasant, dirty jobs. I mean, I'll tell you one time, I spent the night in at a friend's apartment. I was traveling, and I got really sick in the night and threw up. And that night I was like, there is nothing that says love like a clean toilet when you get food poisoning. That I was so thankful that they had cleaned their bathroom for me in preparation of me coming and staying. And I was like, that was pure love. And I loved them for that, let me tell you. You know, when you're sick and having a clean bathroom, that is really nice. So take that for what it's worth. That wasn't in the book. That's my personal experience, my personal reflection on thinking about love and doing things with love and talking about love. And I mean, apparently I can even talk about puking with love, focused on having a clean bathroom to be comforting in my time of need. So let's see. I'm just going to look at my notes really quick. Props. She talks about using props to help you choose things in life that you love and create that life you love. And so she's talking about things like have pictures around. If you love horses and you wish you could spend more time with horses or ride horses, or you want a horse, or you want to work with horses or things like that, to have a picture of that somewhere that will constantly remind you and bring you into that feeling and bring you into that thought space as well, which I don't know. I don't talk a lot about manifesting. I feel like it's kind of a difficult topic to really talk about, but I think that that kind of plays a key, that when something's at the forefront of your mind, you naturally make choices toward it. And so I feel like that's really what manifesting is, you know, you're making choices towards what you want, and then the world presents everything to you so you can choose what you want, right? It presents good and bad. And what you choose to grab hold of is what you have in your life and what makes your life. So if so this horse example, if you're thinking about horses all the time, you might overhear someone say, hey, you know, I'm thinking about going on this trail ride, but I don't want to go alone. And you might be like, ooh, I'll go. Let me go with you, right? And you're not manifesting that necessarily, but you are, right? You're making that choice to include that in your life. So talking about props. So like having pictures, people talk about vision boards. I've never been a big fan of vision boards, but if that works for you, you know, you can put the things that you want, your goals, you know, your family and friends that you love, having those reminders around you all the time. And let's see, what else? Oh, one really brilliant little tip from it, talking about thinking about what you love and bringing as much joy into your life as you can, and thinking positive thoughts and focusing more and more on positive what you love and what you want. I feel like I've said love a million times here. So tell me what you're thinking as you're watching this. If I'm using the word love too much, holler at me about that, because I feel like it. But in any case, she says 51% tips the scale. And I was thought that is just such a simple concept, that if you spend 1% more time focusing on something, then it's opposite. You're tipping the scale towards the thing that you're focusing on. So why not make a conscious choice to make that something you want and tip the scale towards what you want? So that was a little tidbit. So those were my tidbits. I guess my 3 top tidbits, I'll repeat them, is that love equals attraction. What you love, you're attracted to, and vice versa. Every moment is what you're creating with your life, is your life, basically. So in every moment, to try to focus on the life you want and ignore the things you don't want. Like, don't give them your energy. And of course, the 51% tips the scale. So that 1% tips you towards what you actually want, to make choices to go towards that. So that's basically what the book is about. She gives tons and tons of tools, lots of great bullet points, different scenarios, practical advice for different situations. So if you have a specific situation in life that you're dealing with and you are going, how can I possibly approach this with love? Or how can I possibly focus more on what I want when I am in such lack? Or I'm in this dark pit of whatever, right? Like, we all end up in these dark pits of things that we don't want to be in. And it's like, how can I actually dig out of this? It's impossible. So in the book, you may find a specific scenario where she's telling you exactly how you can start digging out. And simply, I love simple baby steps. So to just have that one easy step to get you going. And that's it. Not all of the book really agrees with my personal philosophy on life. I think I kind of said that about The Secret, that there's things that as I was reading, I'm like, no, that's not true. And so that's my own personal belief, right? And you're going to have your own personal beliefs. And if I've learned nothing from all of my life coaching and classes in psychology, spirituality, emotions, things like that, I'm going to turn that back so you don't look at my ugly cans. um, so all this, I've gotten a lot of education in these things, and I do know that what you believe creates your world. And people can believe all sorts of things that we're just like, no, that's impossible. I mean, you could see through history, right? Like, people believe the earth was flat, and we're like, nope, not so, right? So we learn what's more true as time goes on, as we're looking for those truths. So, like I said, some of the stuff does not agree with my philosophy in life at all, but other things, really do. And so I would recommend it as a read. It was a pretty easy read. I'm never really going to recommend anything that's a very difficult read. I feel like when people start using too many words to express something, that they're not actually clear on what they're trying to get across. So that's that. The other book, How to Survive Anything. It is, excuse me.